everybody. Right, let me move wash mountain. Yes, I have a wash mountain going on. It's nothing unusual here, is it? Anyway, video's been a bit sporadic this week. The reason why, and last week, the reason why is because I'm really busy doing other stuff. And I'm vlogging it, but it's probably not going to come out for another couple of weeks. And I realised my head's cut off. Oh well, it's not a bad thing, is it? You won't be able to see all the crazy, will you? Right, so I'm going to do a talkie video today. Oh, that's very cut off, isn't it? Very, very cut off. Let me see if I can raise you. Let me find the clean tea towel. You know what you get with me, it doesn't get edited out. It's none of this pristine stuff. It's just, it is what it is. That's a bit better, isn't it? That is a bit better. Right, anyway, it's half term, and I found the only way I can get peace and quiet to actually record stuff is to be cleaning. If I'm cleaning and tidying, they run like the wind. Bullseye, run like the wind. They go. So anyway, today's video, it's eBay related. It could be motivational related as well. But I'm going to do it in relative terms to eBay. And as the title of the video makes out, which I haven't even decided what the title, I've got an idea what the title's going to be, but you know, still cut off my head. Oh well. Right, is don't compare yourself to other sellers. Please do not compare yourself to what other sellers are doing online. It's very easy when you're having really good times and sales are really good to not, because you're too busy, aren't you? You're too busy working. But when sales are rubbish, you can look at other stores and go, what are they doing differently that I'm not doing? And you know, you can follow people on YouTube and think, well, you know, what are they doing differently that I'm not doing? I'm going to let you in on a little secret now. It's going to let the cat out of the bag. I don't share everything, or hardly anything now, of how I list or anything like that, where I buy stock from, what I buy in, on YouTube. And to be honest, I don't think haul videos are any good apart from having a bit of a nosy, because what I can get and what you can get are two different things. We all have different suppliers, etc. You know, if anything, it's just a bit showy offy, isn't it? So I've stopped doing them, to be honest. Right, so nobody lets out every single little secret that they have. You may look at something and go, wow, isn't there turnover? I'm going to repeat that, turnover. Really good, they're smashing it. Look at all them parcels they're sending out. Do you know how much they paid for that stock? Nah, you don't, do you? Do you know what percentage they've quoted at? No, you don't, do you? Do you know what other commitments other than eBay that they've got? No. Not one single either Instagram or YouTuber do I know that lets every single little thing out of the bag. They don't. They show you what they want to show you, and this isn't having a dig at any resellers. This is just for the bog standard plain person. Plain, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? You know, bog standard Jane Doe that's watching this, that's been like, well, I'm doing this and this ain't working. To make a full-time living on eBay, I'm really, really sorry. And when I say a full-time income, I don't mean enough to pay your bills. I mean a full-time income. You have to put the hours in. All this balderdash of you can work when you feel like it, when you're in the mood. If it dictates, you know, if you feel the urge to list something that you've gone out and brought like hundreds of thousands of them, then you're not going to make a full-time income. The only way, and I'm going to say this as a get out of jail free card, as such, that you can guarantee you will get sales is if you drive your own traffic. That's the only way you can guarantee you will get sales. It doesn't matter how much you list, to a certain degree, because each business has quiet periods. Every business has quiet periods, and every person is different. We are all different individuals. We are all unique. Nobody's the same, no matter how much they like to copy others. You're not the same as anyone else. One, you haven't got the same amount of space. You haven't got the same amount of time. You haven't got the same contacts. You haven't got the same charity shops. You haven't got the same expenses as other people. So how much, say, I'd need to earn compared to someone that lives on their own, has got their own rent to pay, has got kids, has got to feed them, is a very different amount. I've got a husband who has a full-time job, and I am very happy he has a full-time job because he has a guaranteed income coming in. Also, I think you can look on some YouTubers, and I'm going to have my hands up here, hold my hands up, very soapy hands, but I'm holding them up. You could get the impression that I do very little work to get where I am now, and to get in the sales that I'm getting in now, which this week's a bit rubbish, but you know, spins and roundabouts. Right, you could literally, I could hold my hands and say, yeah, it does appear like that. But where was I for the last 6 months? Was I sitting here doing the same amount of work? I mean, I've got up to 2,400, it's dropping a bit now, but about 2,400 listings. It might be 2,300, it's around that figure. Listings. I've not got there from doing an hour or two of work a week. The only way I think you could get to that level, or even in the thousands, listing thousands, so if you've got a really high sell-through rate, is by putting in the work. This doing an hour or two a day is bollards. Now, the reason why I'm doing an hour or two a day at the moment is because I've got something else that I'm doing at the moment, which is equally as important. And like I've said, my sales have dropped because the last 3 weeks I've probably listed about 50 items, which, if you've watched me for a while, you know is absolute pants. But again, we have a full-time income coming in, a good full-time income coming in. So I can afford to do that. But yeah, do not compare yourself to anyone else. You are you. You are your own person. And in business, so let's be honest, when you compare yourselves because you're rubbish, not your rubbish, your sales rubbish. In business, and I've worked in retail. I've worked in retail most of the time. Carl works in, well, semi-retail. It's a retail. He doesn't work in a retail store, but he's just changed job roles. He was a gas fitter, an electrician, installed gas, electric, and built-in appliance fitter for a big electrical company. He's now a service engineer, so he's trained to become a service engineer, which means he goes around and he fixes the faults. Right, but anyway, now I've waffled on a bit there about what he does. Before, not so much now, because I think it's just a consistent. Christmas, so he has to do gas installs, for example. Christmas, first bit of, let's say a normal year, I'm not going to say COVID year because lockdown is when it all school with. Between November and the end of January, when it's all the sales, etc., he could easily be going out with 14, 15, 16 jobs. He'd be doing 15, 16 hours a day. That was what he done. He got paid for them, so he's not moaning about it. Well, he did, but you know. And then about February, March, until about the summer, it'd be down to about 8 jobs. And then in the summer, it would go even more down. He'd have 5 or 6 jobs. Was it because the stuff that they've got in the shop is suddenly pants? Some of it is, to be fair. Let's be honest. You look at some of the appliances and you think, that's going to break. It's going to look like a domino. But is it because it's all suddenly pants? No, it's not, is it? This annoys me when they don't get rid of the rubbish. It's not, is it? Let me just get rid of this. And that is the same in all retail. All retail. I don't know any retail where sales are consistent. I really, really, really don't. You can kind of level them off as best as you can by consistently listing, etc. But to get consistent sales is nothing more than a minor miracle. So when was it? Last week? No, the week before, wasn't it? Not the weekend just gone, but the weekend before. I showed what I had. You leave them to say for a bit. I showed what I had going out, and that was payday weekend. Get my coffee. And I had 7 sales go out. This weekend, and I posted Friday, and I done my post again on Monday morning. No, it's bank holiday, just because it's easier, because now Cole's in his new role. It's like he's an office bod. Seriously, he's home by 2, doesn't leave till 8. It's like a part-timer. And he gets off bank holidays and weekends. But anyway, so this weekend I had 26 to post. Now, considering, like I've said before earlier, over the last 3 weeks I've listed about 50 items, if we're lucky. I'm probably thinking more along the lines of 30, but you know, I'm being generous here, 50 is the max. So it's not all the new stock that I've added. Some of it I've had for ages. It's just suddenly sold. Was it pants the week before? No, it wasn't. So anyway, in summary, stop comparing yourself. You're your own person. The only person you should compare yourself with is yourself. So, and at the moment, I'd be very wary about doing that on your sales. Even if you've been doing this for over a year, I'd be very wary about doing it on your sales. Purely, sorry, I'm smashing bowls now. Purely because we're really fortunate. Me and Cole are really fortunate. Cole's in a very secure job. And he's a skilled worker. He's gas safe. He's electric trained. So, and he will do anything. He's done sales before. So even if his job was to go belly up, which I don't think it will, to be honest, we'd be okay. And what I earn, I like to earn money to pay towards the bills. I like that. I don't like being dependent on a bloke. I like to know the fact that if something was to happen to Carl, yeah, I'd have to go into universal credits. There's no two ways about it. I don't earn enough not to go on universal credits. Especially with the 2 kids at home. I'd have to, one, go out and get another job if I didn't want to go on them, or just go on. But either way, yeah, you get the gist. But I like to know that I'd be okay and the kids would be okay and we'd still have a roof over our heads. So yeah, I like to earn, but as I said, we're quite fortunate, but there's others out there at the moment, which is why I say you can't compare, who are not as fortunate. Maybe they recently changed jobs, not been applicable to furlough. Maybe they've had COVID and they've been off work for weeks because they cannot physically drag their butts out of bed, because, and that's not in a derogatory way, that is because they are still so ill from it, they can't work from it. Maybe they've lost a partner. There's people out there that are losing their homes, they can't afford to feed their families. And I'm really sorry, the last thing that they're thinking of buying is that thing on eBay. They really are. Unless you sell essentials, and by essentials I don't even mean clothes, because let's be honest, we can wear clothes till they wear out. I'm talking about essentials as in medication, food supplies, certain electrical items. You know, I'm not talking about a new stereo. I'm talking about essential things. I don't know, kettle, washing machine, that kind of thing. You know, just trying to think off the top of my head. Then your sales may be quiet because people cannot afford to buy it. Well, they can't even afford to buy that, but they can't afford to buy non-essential stuff. So though someone else, you look at their store and you look at their completed and solds, if they don't hide them, a number of people hide them for some reason. If you look at their completed and solds, think, well, what am I doing wrong? You know, I'm at roughly the same price, etc., etc. You don't know everything else they're doing, do you? Do you know what they're promoting out? Do you actually know how much their postage costs? Because if you've got a Royal Mail account, postage is cheaper, so you can even afford to do postage cheaper, or just make more profit. Do you know they're up till 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning listening to do it before the kids get up? Do you know they're on the verge of having a burnout? All because they don't show it doesn't mean it's not happening. So stop comparing yourself. look yourself in the eyes, I think, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. And you'll be fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch resellers that try and tell you how to do it. And I'm never trying to tell you how to do it. I'll just give you advice on it. Never tell you what to buy, because there's no point me telling you to buy something when you're not into it. What's the point? But yeah, anyway, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch other resellers. I watch quite a few resellers. One of the best ones, I think, at the moment, I binge watch it. I mean, I watch a number, and I watch a lot that don't do reselling much anymore. So Shelley's my favourite. She's my bestie though, so bestie YouTubey friendy. Right. Anyway, other than obviously Shelley, I do his daily refinement, Chris. He is amazing. What was he talking about the other day? eBay constipation. If you haven't checked out Daily Refinement, Chris, he's done a few days ago a video, and I'm sure it's titled along the lines of eBay constipation. And watch it all, and he speaks an awful lot of truth in it. So, anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will catch up with you. Now I'm nearly done all the washing. Oh, I've still got the big pot. Ugh. Got to wash the big pot, and then I'll upload this. So, catch you later. Don't compare yourself. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. You're doing the best you can, and no one can ask any more. So, speak to you later. Bye for now.